back in court in 10 days. Legal expert Mike Davis, founder of the Article 3 Project, with us tonight to talk about this. There's been a lot of anonymously sourced reporting surrounding the motive of this young man. NBC News, even Fox, New York Times, all indicating today that sources are telling them that he admitted that he planted the devices and said that he believed that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. What do you think of that?
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Attorney General Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Judge Jeanine Pirro. This is really good work. It should not have taken 5 years to find this guy and arrest him. So you have to ask, what the heck was the Biden Justice Department doing for 5 years? Maybe instead of going after every grandma who trespassed and took selfies on January 6th, they should have put more resources into finding and arresting this guy. But if you look at the evidence in this case, this guy started assembling this bomb-making material for several years, going back to 2019, long before the 2020 election. So I don't know how much credit I would give to these anonymous leaks to these liberal outlets like the New York Times.
That's exactly the point. I mean, he's assembling, he's buying the material for these bombs all through the summer of 2020 when Trump is president. The election has not happened yet. You just wonder if did he come up with an excuse that would make him, less of a threat to the Trump administration, to the Trump DOJ, that maybe he thought he could gain some favor by giving them that story. The Daily Wire reports that he worked for his dad's bail bonds company, which worked to free illegal immigrants from ICE facilities, and sued the Trump administration's DHS. And weeks before he planted these bombs, the court ruled against his father's company, the company that he worked for, on immigration issues. And then in 2021, the company held a press conference, that bail bonds company held a press conference bemoaning anti-black racism with the left-wing attorney Benjamin Crump there with Brian Cole's father. So to me, nothing about the idea that he is a MAGA Trump supporter, nothing about that tracks at all.
No, not at all. And it looks like the liberal media is just trying to smear President Trump and his supporters. Once again, look, we don't know enough about from the facts in this case. We do know, according to reports, he apparently confessed to doing this. He had a 4-hour interview with federal officials at the FBI. Again, the Trump Justice Department with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel did a fantastic job uncovering this crime and getting this guy held accountable. And we're going to have to see how this plays out. He has a detention hearing coming up here on December 15th, and we'll let the evidence play out in this case.
Yeah, I mean, you see him, and he's described as a quiet kid, potentially an autistic kid. You kind of feel sorry for him, and just very delusioned and confused to do something like this. It was such a bizarre thing that when we saw him, we were like, this is the guy. It just didn't make a lot of sense. You see this real quiet kid, has a little dog, doesn't talk to people much, and you kind of feel bad. Remember when Blaze, about a month ago, the Blaze had that piece alleging that they had done this gait analysis, and they had with almost certainty that they thought that it was a female Capitol cop that ended up going to the CIA. They've now had to retract that entire story and that entire allegation, which could be problematic for them. Isn't it wild, though, that, I mean, they were so certain that they had this female cop, that covered up person walking around on that cold evening was a female. It ends up being a black kid. I mean, isn't that strange how they got that so wrong?
Yeah, I think that the media outlets on both sides, conservative and liberal, need to start focusing more on reporting the facts instead of coming up with crazy conspiracy theories.
Yeah, well said. Mike Davis from the Article 3 Project. Good to see you, Mike. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Major ruling from the Supreme Court on Texas redistricting. It looks like Jasmine Crockett is in big trouble. We've got that next with the state's attorney